Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Friday. It is October the 3rd, and today the first day in months that a video has not gone live on the channel at 9 a.m. my time. So, strange day, isn't it? Anyways, so starting off at the top of the board, that is normally how these things work. Scott Lawton is out week to week for the Leafs. It is a lower body injury. It's too bad for Lawton because I thought he had a pretty good preseason. So hopefully after the injury, he can come back and start playing the way that he was during the preseason. But yeah, Lawton's going to be out for whenever it's week to week. I always assume it's at least 2 weeks. AJ Greer gets a fine coming out of last night's game against Tampa for roughing on Brandon Hagel, a game which featured a lot of penalty minutes. So the Battle of Florida, it does usually feature a lot of penalty minutes and dislike and all that fun stuff. So... And by opting for the fine, that way nobody's happy. If people are like, I don't think he did anything that's wrong, then worse than that guy, then you're upset that he got fined. And if you thought it should have been a suspension, it's not. Chris Knoblauch signs an extension with the Edmonton Oilers. So no lame duck coach in Edmonton. He signs a 3-year extension there. No reason for the Oilers not to sign. No reason for him not to want to sign. So he's sticking around. The Buffalo Sabres now the only the only team with a coach that is technically lame duck, which means that he's not signed beyond this season, and that being Lindy Ruff. Other Buffalo news: Owen Power, Michael Kesselring, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen will not play tonight against the Penguins. Apparently, it's day-to-day for Kesselring. UPL, according to Lindy Ruff, is considered week-to-week, which means minimum 2 weeks, usually for week-to-week injuries. So they're going to be without Luukkonen to start the season. They do have some depth in goal at this point, but it's not great when you're missing three, pretty decent players in Power, Kesselring, and UPL, and the season hasn't technically started yet. So we'll see how things go for Buffalo from here. The New York Rangers announcing this morning that both Scott Morrow and Gabe Perreault have been assigned to Hartford. I'm not entirely surprised by Perreault. Minorly surprised by Morrow, but I mean, he doesn't need waivers to get sent down, so that's the easier move to make. Keep that in mind as we get towards the start of the regular season. You're going to see a lot of players get sent down who may have had good preseasons, but they don't need waivers to be sent down. You don't have to worry about losing them to anybody else. The Detroit Red Wings announcing that Mazur, Willander, and Postava have all been sent down to Grand Rapids. Willander, I thought, looked good in the games I saw him during the preseason, so I think he will get a call-up at some point this year. I would say the same of Mazur. I think the depth that the Detroit Red Wings have is probably better than they get credit for at this point in time. But until they start winning enough games to stay above the playoff line long enough, there are always going to be those discussions about the Detroit Red Wings and their squad. But yeah, they looked pretty good last night against Toronto, so we'll see how things go. And understanding that, as I said in that review last night, there are veterans who don't put in as much effort because it's preseason. I would say 65-70% effort during the preseason for some of these guys. Zachary Bolduc for Montreal. He is dealing with a lower body injury. He is day-to-day. So, of course, with Montreal not playing till Wednesday, at least their regular season starts Wednesday, and they're going to be against Toronto. They're going to want Bolduc for that game. Excellent forward they picked up from St. Louis in the offseason. Anxious to see how he does for the Montreal Canadiens today, or this season. Anyways, Jonathan Toews is day-to-day for the Winnipeg Jets. I'm just saying the word day too many times, and my brain's kind of not processing it well. But yeah, Toews is day-to-day. It's still undisclosed with him. The longer that he's out day-to-day, the more questions are going to get asked. But with Toews, I think they're going to take their time with him, as well as just make sure that he's well-rested and everything. And you want to make sure he's good to go for the start of the regular season, right? Callum Ritchie, dealing with a lower body injury, was hoping to make the Islanders roster and still could, but won't make his debut at the Islanders for 1 to 2 weeks. So he's going to be out for a bit. The fact that it's 1 to 2 weeks tells you it's not a long-term injury. That's really important. Because week to week can be anything, really. And day to day can become week to week, which becomes month to month. It can happen. So the fact that they're giving a timeline of 1 to 2 weeks, good. Callum Ritchie, good young forward, and the New York Islanders, you can tell they're trying to get some young players into this lineup, which will drag down their average age. They've been one of the older teams in the NHL for a while. That may very well be changing this season, especially if Schaefer makes the team as well, right? The New Jersey Devils practiced today. No Seamus Casey. No Brett Pesce either. Pesce didn't finish the game last night against the Rangers. Have not heard what's going on with Pesce. With Casey, I think it's just a nagging day-to-day kind of thing. But Stefan Nason is a full participant at practice for the New Jersey Devils today. So that's good news for Devils fans, meaning that he should be good to go from here. But we have some games tonight. We have some games tomorrow, and then the regular season would be the next games to get played after that. Monday and Tuesday do not feature any games, and Friday doesn't feature any games next week either, which is weird, but it helps when you got a concert coming up. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support as always. Hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. I'm doing this video earlier in the morning because our power is going to be turned off for a few hours while BC Hydro, which is our power company, is going to be doing some stuff with our power. So at any rate, I had to make sure this video was done and uploaded before the power was out. And then after our power has returned, I'm sure that we will have some waiver wire news to discuss and maybe some other things around the National Hockey League as well. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support as always. Hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. I went with Kansas City for this video because New Jersey's on the board. I've worn New Jersey recently for a news video, I do believe. So I thought I'll throw on Kansas City. But thanks again for all your support. I'll talk to you guys soon enough.